J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. We about to break down the weekly topics and drama that's been going down, from Diddy to Trump dropping bombs on Iran. That just actually happened, coincidentally, before we was going live. And so, it may be World War Trace on the line. I know that's not something people was looking forward to, except for those that are warmongers and got all kind of other ideas in their head against other people in the world. But for most people, I believe they don't want to go to war and do things like that. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, got a few things to break down that's been down in the news. Going on, the Diddy trial has been crazy as can be. Now they got Fat Joe getting accusations from, I believe, a security guard or somebody that worked with him, saying that his accusations of Fat Jitto with underage ghettos. And that ain't a good look. Of course, he denying it. Kroger, the big grocery chain, they're about to close 60 stores across the country. I wonder why. I think it may be something that maybe ain't being told to us, which is it may be possibly a food shortage. And who knows, maybe they don't have enough to supply. They said they're going to try to keep the workers. I'll get into that. It's another thing I want to talk about, maybe a lot of people don't know about, but it's real weird. And it's another thing that people probably didn't, it's one person they kind of know about, but they don't really know, didn't think about it too much, because this person got a lot going on. But it's about these tech billionaires and things and super rich guys having a bunch of kids. Okay, let me tell you, it ain't about just having a bunch of kids. Okay, a lot of them is having kids with women and they ain't even sleeping with them. Okay, it's about, in the next how many years coming up, they'll have how many kids running around doing things that can possibly control the world with all these billions or trillions. It's getting scary out there, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you, there's so much going on. I don't know where to start in the world. The Lakers. I didn't even get to talk about the Lakers. They sold the Lakers for $10 billion. $10 billion, y'all. $10 billion. First of all, I know Dr. Bus probably rolling in his grave. He never wanted them to sell that team. And she sold it kind of quick. What, 20 years later? I guess she was tired of that, but that was their empire. I'm going to get into that. There's so many things to get into. This is just the teaser section of what we about to get into tonight, let alone the World War III talk. That right there alone, oh my goodness. And I got some videos I can pull up and show some stuff. It's about to get in there tonight. And put these comments up here. Young Slim, my brother, what's good, man? What's good with you tonight? Damian Kenny, what's good? Dame Dollar, first in the building, what's good with you, fam? I appreciate y'all for coming. So let's see what we gonna get into. Let's start off a little light first before we get into all that other stuff with World War III. So Fat Joe. Let's get into Fat Jitto. Fat Jitto, according to TMZ, and that's one of the reasons why when I do talk about these things, I try to use a source that, hey, don't sue me, sue them. Not that I'm worried that they're going to come for me. Ain't like I'm doing something slanderous or making up things on my own or going the extra mile like some YouTubers have in the past. Anyway, Fat Joe he getting sued, and he's saying, of course, this isn't true. He's denying all claims, but TMZ is breaking this story that Fat Joe was banging little senoritas, and this story, I read this story already actually, and it's actually wow. Fat Joe, he was trying to be Puerto Rican Poppy up in this piece. So what did it say? Allegedly. So Fat Joe's former hype man says in a new lawsuit he saw the rapper have sex with underage senoritas who were 15 and 16 years old. But Joe says the allegations are BS. Terrence T.A. Dixon filed the lawsuit Thursday, claiming there were at least two minor females that Fat Joe had relations with, and another he allegedly fell in love with. He said he allegedly fell in love with one at that. I mean, him and R. Kelly did do some duets. I learned from the best, bro. Anyway, it says in the docs obtained by TMZ, Dixon's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, claims a 16-year-old Dominican girl would perform oral and other acts on Joe in exchange for cash, clothing, and cell phone bill payments. Dixon claims Joe started a sexual relationship with the 15-year-old Caucasian girl after meeting at an overseas concert. He says Joe flew her to New York and Miami multiple times and paid for her to get a BBL because her body was adolescent and not fully formed. Dixon claims the girl is now married to a pro athlete. Boy, gotta get that resume before you wife them up, y'all. In the suit, Dixon claims that Joe was in love with a Latina he met when she was 15. He says Joe paid all the girls' bills, took her overseas for tours, put her up in a condo near where he lived with his wife in Florida, and contemplated leaving his wife for her. What? If this is true, it would be literal receipts of these locations or this person traveling these places. Dixon says Joe has an unhealthy and troubling fixation on underage individuals and raps about it in She's My Mama. Well, if y'all know that song, I don't, and I didn't hear it. I forgot to listen to it actually on this too. But that's the song allegedly he rapping about. I didn't hear it. I don't know. But you can check it out. Joe ex hype man also say Joe coerced him into having some with women after concerts, sometime in full view of other people, and says Joe underpaid him, denied him songwriting credits, and concealed royalties and back end payments. Sound like the music business pretty much. Fat Joe's attorney, Joe Tacopina, tells TMZ the lawsuit is a blatant act of retaliation for a civil suit Joe filed against Dixon. Tacopina say the allegations are lies intended to damage his reputation and force a settlement through public pressure. Claims law enforcement aware of what he says are extortionate demands from Dixon. As we first reported, Joe sued Dixon back in April for defamation after Dixon allegedly made similar pedo allegations against Joe on social media. Okay. Well, oh, and then also Joe's mom actually passed away at the age of 77 not too long ago. So rest in peace, Mom Cartagena. Del Carmen Cartagena, you know, he Fat Joe Cartagena, Don Cartagena. Anyway, Diddy got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. A lot of stuff. And the Gene Hackman horrific details. Well, these are sponsored. This ain't TMZ. Yeah, but oh yeah, and Annie Burrell, what happened with her? That's kind of being speculated, which is she was a Food Network chef. I remember seeing her a few times. I ain't really surprised. Well, I can't say I ain't surprised. I don't really know too much about it, is what I should say. George 25, the Bus family still own 40%. What? They own 40%. I ain't seen that. I'm about to pull that up. Let's see. I definitely didn't see that. Let's see what they say. Byron Scott, Lakers. Luca Pump about Lakers sale is when some Bus family agreed to sell Lakers to the Dodgers owner. Okay, so here, let's see what they say here. Genie Bus, liquidate my pipes. All right. It say Genie Bus and the family agreed to sell the Lakers to the Dodgers owner, which make them just super powerful. And Magic Johnson, a part of that ownership group. So now he owned the Lakers, which is what he always wanted to do, even though he a small part though. Anyway, Lakers legend Magic speaking out about the Bus family agreeing to unload their majority ownership stake in the Lakers, congratulating them for striking an incredible deal, choosing the best person to carry the team legacy going forward. Job well done to my sister Jeannie Buss, striking incredible deal, right person, business person. Jeannie Buss and her family agreed to unload their majority stake of the Lakers, selling the team to the Dodgers owner Mark Walter, the largest sale of a sports franchise in history. Shams Charania broke the news Wednesday afternoon, revealing the Busses, who own 66% of the organization, reached a deal to sell the team to the 65-year-old businessman on approximately $10 billion. Wow, 66%. That's what they own. Jerry Buss, Jeannie's dad, purchased the team for a paltry $67 million. And that was a lot of money and a lot to do back then. $67 million in May 1979. Under his tenure, the Lake Show became one of the most popular, successful, and culturally relevant American sports franchises. He paid Shaq $100 million. I mean, that probably blew his mind, giving him $100 million when he knew he paid 67 for the team. But he was making big money. It was worth $1 billion then. It's unclear how much ownership, if any, the Buss family will retain. See, it says it here, but we'll see. But Walter, who already owns a slice, will be the majority owner. Dang, he getting 66%, plus he already had a piece. Jeannie will remain the governor of the team. Walter is the CEO of Guggenheim Partners and also has ownership in the Dodgers, the upcoming Cadillac F1 team, the LA Sparks, the Pro Women Hockey League, and the Chelsea Football Club. Dang. The team has yet to officially announce the transaction, but the move will put the Lakers at the top of the list of team sales, fittingly passing the Boston Celtics, which sold for $6 billion. What? Eric Bledsoe booked for domestic violence. Eric Bledsoe used to have game too. Yeah, so I could look at another source, but it's roughly saying it's unclear It may be, since this is maybe a couple days ago, maybe it's came out that they do have more percentage. Uh, Let me get to some of these other comments. You say capital A, I thought it was 15%. I'm not sure. Yeah, big money for sure. Dame Dollar, that crack attack, boy. You're getting that young crack. I'm gonna put the link in the comments if anybody want to come up and chat with me tonight and talk about what's going on some of these topics, whether it's possible World War III, who knows, man. These may be some of our last days of living life as we know it for a lot of reasons. AI, war, the economy. I am going to say I feel bad for anybody with young children because the future is so uncertain. I don't want to be putting doom and gloom, but who knows what may happen in the future and things. So, man, trying to take care of the little ones that you love and things, that's going to be stressful to say the least. Maybe zombies out here for real these days. Skywater Technology, greetings to you. Support gaming. You say you wasn't surprised. Shy Girl 64, what's good, Shy Girl? Ain't seen you in a minute, mama. You say, what's good? You say, stay stocked up, family. It's about to get real. You ain't lying. For real. Mr. Thorne, I forgot I signed up for the selective service. Well, the good thing is you're a little older, and it'll take a while before they get to people in your age group, 30s and up, to say the least. But it's a new way of doing things too, with drones and AI and all of this stuff that man, you see what happened in Ukraine and what they pulled off. Maybe you didn't see, but maybe you heard. I didn't see all kind of. I try not to watch too much war stuff, as much real war and things, because it's really messed up. We're gonna have to live in the sewers like Ninja Turtles. It's so many things coming in at the same time that is just so messed up, in the sense that, like, if you look around, pretty much every police department has a shortage on police officers, and the morale is down. And who wants to be a police officer? I mean, that's a job most people don't want. And it's a difficult job. You had to have a clean background. You can't be using drugs or smoking weed and all that. Anyway, for what? 50, 60 grand, 70 grand, putting your life on the line and all this and that. It's a lot. So we already know what's happening, right? RoboCop. Do you know how many video robots are available for sale right now that'll blow your mind? Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. So this is the type of stuff that I look at when I'm on YouTube. I don't look at other stuff like TV show or whatever. I look at AI and different things going on or whatever the case. And so let's see. I'm pulling up. Oh, shoot. All right, let's see. I'm trying to go to the dang on. Of course, this ain't working how I wanted it to work, right? I'm pull up this video. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let me see if this is the one that I seen. Let me go back and plug y'all in. This right here, this video, and see, this is all impromptu, so I'm gonna have to go and find the one I saw. May end up being one that I didn't see, but these things that's out now, available for sale now. There's some wild stuff. Let's see. 16,000. Top 5, 10 best you need, 15 coming for sale in 2025. Let's look at this.
These are the top humanoids coming for sale in 2025, but what will they cost to replace humans, and which has the best tech and value? Number 1. Engine AI's SE01, which will be priced between $20,000 to $27,000, and with 32 degrees of freedom as well as joint torque up to 3.
Look at this thing, dog. For 20 grand, 20 grand, this thing is for 20 grand. So think about it. How much are they paying people a year to work at home health aides? How much they pay a year to work at UPS or at Amazon? They can have this thing walking around. They don't have to give it health care. They don't have to give it insurance. They don't have to hear about unions or any of that. They'll have these things walking around, let alone the RoboCop. Just put some armor on it, have it with LiDAR, GPS tracking, ultrasonic hearing. It can detect your heartbeat if you lying, telling the truth. It can run you down. You try to push it over, you can know karate. Like I'm telling you, and that's right now, not 5 years from now. Look at this right here. And I ain't even seen this video before. Let me move this off of here.
330 Newton meters, it excels in flexibility and complex movements. Plus, it features a natural gait with a walking speed of 3 kilometers per hour using its end-to-end neural networks. And for power, the 80 kilogram, 180 centimeter tall robot offers 2 hours of battery, an aluminum exoskeleton for durability, and open source.
That's the only problem, is it's 2 hours of battery. But they're going to start having spare batteries changing, and when it's starting to get low on battery, it's going to plug in probably and then swipe out its own battery and keep going. Pretty soon, them batteries are going to last 8 hours, 10 hours.
Adaptability with modular head and hand interfaces, making it cost-effective and versatile. But in comparison to a human worker, this robot would work for an average cost of just under $55 per day, to operate at $2.29 per hour if running 24/7.
So running this thing is like running it for $2.20 an hour. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Why are they doing this? Why? It's people that want jobs. Why don't they just redo the school system? It's old. It's outdated for the Industrial Revolution. Train it for jobs that are available that people want. They say they need carpenters or plumbers. Well, let's start doing trades again back in schools and things like that. Let's stop making them things like dirty jobs and all of that. That whole show and that type of thinking is wrong, because those are good jobs, careers, things people need. Why are we making all of this stuff? Why are they replacing people? I know the reason why. I just don't want to say it, but I want y'all to find out for yourself and look at that. But why are they doing this? This is crazy. Mr. Thorne, the age range for selective service, if my memory is right, is like 18 to 45. So that's a big range, ain't it? But by the time they recruiting 45-year-olds, you know, it's a problem. Yvonne, now if you already was 45 and had service or served and you have skills, they'll pull you back. But if you 45 and you a civilian and you never served ever, and now they bringing 45-year-olds off the couch fresh that never did nothing, no, that's probably very rare. Yvonne, you say be prepared for a $10 gallon of gas. I know, because of the Strait of Hormuz. They said if we got involved with the Iran situation, that they'd start to possibly blockade in the oil, which then raise the prices on us. And yeah, it's messed up. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing, mama? Yvonne, they do want to replace us. But here's the reason. Here's the thing, though. Why? I want y'all to know why. I'm not saying I know that. And I say I know, but it's from what I've heard multiple times for many years. The first time I even started to actually hear about this stuff of what's going on and what's to come was in 1996. And I didn't believe any of it. I had just graduated high school. Some of the older people on the block, that's the one difference about some people that run the streets a little bit, is that in Chicago, they still will read books and be interested in other stuff and learning things or whatever. So they put me onto this book that they looking at with the pyramid with the eye on it from the back of the dollar bill. I'm like, man, what the heck? And they telling me all these things that come from microchipping pets to all kind of other stuff, like what you saying, or replace. And I ain't no way in the world I would have believed any of that stuff, but I did remember it. And as things have come to pass since then, been 30 years now. I mean, wow, it is really scary, really, really scary. Capital A, they really want to try some iRobot type ish. Yeah, for real though. That ain't even no try. They doing it. Remember, this video is robots for sale right now. These are robots for sale right now. That's what this video is. People can buy these right now. This ain't even the future. If you got 20 grand, you can go and get one of these. The only thing is that most companies ain't thinking about this just yet. It ain't caught on just yet. But you got to think about it. Why pay health care? Why hear about your kid sick and you got to leave early? Why I got to hear about your back hurt? Or you want a raise? I can pay them $2 an hour forever or less. And when we integrate AI, they'll get smarter and do more for less. And it'll just be 5 people running a multi-billion-dollar corporation that could have employed 400 or 500 people maybe. Instead, it only employs 5 people. They keep all the money. They put all those people out of work. They give pay taxes, and then the government gives everybody a universal basic income of $1,500 a month, and that's it. You can't buy anything with that. You can't buy a house. You can't barely buy a car. What you gonna do? That's why they're making so many of these. So if people try to riot or whatever, they don't have to worry about arguing about the National Guard or arguing about any of the, Marines. And they don't have the soldiers feeling bad or having a conscience. They just send in the army of bots and drones, and the protests may disperse, I'm pretty sure. And what they gonna say? Our robots don't do that. Or that was a malfunction. Oh, that's we should contact OSHA, because that's not what a human did. That's just a workplace accident that they blew you away. We dismantled the robot. There. No harm, no foul. Like, what? You can't take them to jail and hold them accountable like a real cop. They're not going to have a conscience. They can say they dismantled them like an iRobot, and how do you know? And if they did, so what? Replace the parts, do whatever. Who know this? 2 or 25, George, you say they may replace the teachers. That's why I'm in no rush to have kids. I know, and that's another thing. Kids so expensive, all this stuff going on. It make people not want to have kids, which also is another way of what? Depopulation, which, that was an agenda I was hearing about in 96. And now it's a lot of ways to get that goal accomplished. Got people scared. You may get a disease. Now I just heard that herpes, they say, changes your DNA. I just read that on an article or something popped up. And everybody already scared of AIDS and everything else. Now it costs so much for daycare. It costs as much as daycare is having to pay rent. If you paying $200-300 a week per child, that's what, $800 a month per child. Mr. Thorne, The Simpsons predicted all of this. You ain't lying. But the thing with The Simpsons that a lot of people don't know, or maybe they do, I don't know. But the reason why The Simpsons predicted a lot of this stuff is that it's very smart people that work on that show. I think it's like Nobel Prize. I don't want to say that. They very smart people. I can look it up and Google it right quick. But these people you wouldn't think would be working on a cartoon show. They're very smart, doctorate level, teachers and mathematicians and stuff. That's how they put on that math formula or something that ended up being right and stuff like that. Like, they really, really smart. Yeah, one journey. I'm telling you. Let me, since I just brought, herpes. It say change the human DNA. I just saw that yesterday or today. I think I put it on my list of things to talk about. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was messed up about these babies. Let's see. Transform lives down. Transfer the code. Let me see where it say your citizens delete. Yeah, the U.S. with all this deportation stuff is crazy. What's up with them rounding up people at Home Depot? I mean, that's crazy. That's where the right go and get all the cheap labor. Let's see, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, or blogger. If not, I can just pull it up right here. What y'all think about that Trump military parade? Oh man, that was something else, wasn't it? Oh man, so much been going on in this crazy, crazy world. It's just, just ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see if TMZ brought it up. Herpes. First thing it say when I put in herpes on TMZ is it bring up R. Kelly. R. Kelly go down in flames on the appeal, but one judge think he paying too much for his Valtrex. And then they got some other stories, couple stories about R. Kelly and herpes. Let me see. I go to my news break because that's where it came from. News break. And then we get into some more stuff right quick. But yeah, man, all these things are designed to make people scared to want to be with each other. While the ultra wealthy and rich are having all the kids. They trying to redo it. If anybody saw the movie Idiocracy, then they'll know that they was showing that majority of people having kids was dumb. And so then they ended up being the crazy dumb world. May believe this, so they trying to do the opposite and have only 100 kids and 1,000 of their kids, and we don't have no kids because we can't afford them and we scared. Whereas they can get everybody tested and afford to do whatever and pay child support or pay whatever, it's nothing, and then we left with no kids. It says right here, herpes virus reshapes the human genome for its own benefit, but a single enzyme can stop it. And this is where it says herpes virus reshapes human DNA within 1 hour of infection. A cold sore virus immediately reshapes our genome to boost its growth. Let's see. Herpes virus reshapes human DNA within 1 hour of infection. Now, I don't know about most people, but I ain't never thought herpes was nothing to laugh at in the first place. I never wanted to get it, and I never wanted to bumps all over me or whatever, you know. I always, you know, wanted to pass on that myself. But at least people that they knew it, they can get treatment and they wouldn't die. It wasn't like, you know, get catching the hive or the AIDS. Anyway, even though it's treatments for that. But without them treatments, you in trouble. It says that, of course, viruses have no life of their own. They survive only by entering living cells and stealing what they need. The herpes simplex virus type 1, HSV1, is no different. Known mostly for causing cold sores, this virus is silent in most people, but inside of our cells, the herpes virus does something extraordinary to the DNA. A new study published in the journal Nature Communications shows that the HSV1 does more than hijack the host machinery. It reshapes the 3D layout of the human genome. This gives the virus access to specific human genes useful for its own replication. HSV1 is an opportunistic interior designer, reshaping the human genome with great precision and choosing which bits it comes into contact with. This reshaping is not a side effect, it is intentional. The virus rewires DNA contacts within hours of infection. These changes let HSV1 build the perfect space to multiply. You know, this is the thing about all of this stuff, is that when these people research and find all this stuff and they say this and that, this all goes back to what they call, of course, I build it up and then forget it. Hey, man, I didn't had too much Cheech and Chong in my life, and I'll be forgetting. But what they call it, what the function, what is it? What they did with the gain of function. There you go. It take a second, man. I'm still working on Windows 95 up here. Just a lot of info downloaded on this Windows 95. But gain of function research, you know, so they go and create stuff and new stuff and research other stuff and find out how it worked to do what? To create new stuff, or they say, well, we need to create this because in case something else comes up, we need to know how to defend it. Next thing you know, boom, we got the C to the V out there. You know what I'm saying? I still got this. You know what I'm saying? I got that right there. That's where I got shot twice. I got shot twice, you know what I'm saying? And I still got the shot wound. And I ain't talking about no gunshot wound. I'm talking about that that you know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to do it. I didn't. I tried to wait and wait. I could have been one of the first actually, and I because of the just so happened that the acting jobs, the power and all that stuff, work in progress was at the same time, but I didn't take it. And then by the time power coming on, they like, hey, everybody got to take it or you ain't on. And so I basically made a choice. I sold out. And I knew, and I was thinking at the time, and I was thinking, man, I probably shouldn't do this. And I was thinking, and my son, like, well, you know, it probably. I'm like, he all believe in all kind of stuff. And he like, well, if Israel didn't want to give it to the Palestinians, it's probably okay. I'm like, man, what? But I did take it because, you know, I wanted to do the show, whatever. Anyway, I already know I'm halfway out of here anyway. If I wasn't halfway out of here anyway, I probably wouldn't have did it, to be honest with you. That's the main thing I figured. I'd say, well, I'm halfway up out of here anyway. I might as well go ahead and, hey, at least y'all have something to remember me by. But for everybody else that ain't halfway up out of here like me or worse, I don't know. It was difficult time, difficult decisions ahead, you know. One of the things also I hate is that we all live on a shoestring of life, and it's also something I can show you too. Another video, We Are Changed, that they already are putting the driverless trucks out there on the road. But the shoestring of life of, you know, if these trucks stop rolling in, or this oil stop flowing, or, you know, it's so many little things that can just happen to throw everything out of chaos. We can't get this medication anymore. I hate having to take medication. I hate that. It's like I'm on a damn chemical 30-day house arrest, you know, and man, we are just living such a delicate, you know what I'm saying, delicate life. If I don't get them drugs, I'm gonna be twitching and shaking and flavoring and everything, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a wrap. Ain't no more videos coming this way except for somebody being mad and angry. I mean, they already done cut off some stuff with my health supplies, talking about I got to have 2 urinary tract infections before they help me, which I've been having these same supplies for over 10 years. So I don't have those issues. Now they talking about, well, we ain't going to give you none unless you have them. Like, oh, no, this is horrible. Anyway, there's so many things happening. What's the next subject? Let's go to who we up to next. Let's see what Diddy is on. Oh, I ain't even finished the damn robot video. In that video, I'm going to skip through a few of them things. That video, I'm telling you, I ain't even seen it all, but I can see some of that's a similar similar robot to one I've seen before. And these things ain't no joke out here. Let's see. Let's see the robot number 2.
Providing a walking speed of 2 meters per second and 2 hours of battery life with a swappable 10,000 milliamp hour battery. And with dual Intel N97 and NVIDIA Jetson Orin chips, depth camera.
Let's go to 3.
It's a payload of up to 15 kilograms and can move at a speed of up to 3 kilometers per hour, while featuring exchangeable forearms for task adaptability. On top of this, it's powered by the Neuroverse platform and NVIDIA's Omniverse, making it easy to automate repetitive tasks while improving efficiency at home and work. And as for price, this robot could operate for a cost of between $41 to $123 per day, or as low.
So think of that. If you bought 2 of these, that's $80 a day, and they can run your cleaners. You can buy a cleaners, put 2 of these things in there, and then they can take your money from your customers. They can do the work and create a business for you. And that's another thing that's about to happen. A lot of businesses are going to try to expand by doing this. But at a certain point, who's going to be your customers? With people with just only universal basic income. Because you know what else is going to happen? People think, okay, well, that'll be good because then it'll be construction. No, because they'll have these robots doing all construction. Why would they be paying construction workers or paying people to work on roads or build bridges when they gonna have these robots doing it. They'll be doing all the work. They'll be doing everything. I'm trying to tell y'all. I hope y'all understand that they about to be doing everything out here. You know what I'm saying? If they only gonna be giving away that money and a bunch of entertainment so that people don't rise up and come after them. Which, of course, they gonna have a bunch of robots armed and ready as guards to wipe everybody out if you do. They just don't want to feel bad about doing that. But they ain't gonna feel too bad about it because look what they doing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? One journey I know, right? They is not thinking about is human group. Well, they already got theirs. That's why they building their bunkers in Hawaii and places where nobody can get to. And they can have their robots and they 100 kids and they 10 wives and live happily ever after. And, you know, forget about it. They're going to repopulate the world. That's their plan, to repopulate the world. All right. Enough for the fear factor. Let's go to Tyler Perry. I don't even want to look no more at that robot stuff, man. Y'all can look for yourself, man. It's out there. And all you got to do, I already showed you with Rabbit Hole to go. You can look at the AI robots available for sale right now, 2025, and you know, you'll find it. Now the Tyler Perry thing is interesting. Al Sharpton did have a good point. I don't know, like he said, if a person is wrong, they wrong. But Al Sharpton did say that it seems that if you get too successful and you black, they coming for you. Don't do no dirt. Don't have no skeletons in your closet. I'm trying to tell you. But it say he's sued for essay. He didn't got. Oh my goodness. It says the Oval actor claims years of harassment and more. According to TMZ, Tyler Perry is facing an accusation of essay, a claim coming from an actor on his long-running TV show, The Oval, and one of Tyler's camp calls a scam. TMZ has learned. It says Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit against Perry, and in the docs he claims he and the director met at an event back in 2019. In Derek's words, Tyler picked him out of the crowd and asked for his phone number, suggesting he might have a role for him. I wonder if that's a Tootsie role for him. Later, we see, as it turns out, he did. Derek says Tyler gave him a small role in 2 episodes of a show called Ruthless. Then in January 2020, Derek says Tyler invited him to his Atlanta home and he accepted, hoping to build a friendship that would lead to more acting gigs. But according to the suit, while there, Derek drank too much and ended up sleeping in the guest room. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Derek claims Tyler got into the bed with him and started touching his thighs. And although he rejected the advances that night, he claims Tyler remained interested. He said, give me some of them milky thighs, boy. Now, they do have some messages alleged here that we can get into. Uh-oh, Tyler. Uh-oh, Mr. T. He said, that wasn't me. That was Medea that got in the bed with you. What is you talking about? That was Medea. How you doing? Shortly thereafter, Derek says he landed the role of Dale in The Oval. Great for his career, but he claims it was around this time that Tyler also started firing off sexually suggestive texts, including asking what Drew's sexual preferences were and telling him he has sex with men. What? Derek also notes his character Dale was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay. Oh my goodness. He shouldn't have took the role. Tyler probably made sure to see some of them cheeks. Let me go ahead and make sure he homeless and he about to do whatever in this episode. Let me see them cheeks. Drop the cheeks in this episode. Okay. Yeah, he got that role. He said, man, why did you take this role, man? I've had opportunities to take some roles that, I didn't want to go with. Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have got it in the first place, but I'm good. It says his character was written as a gay, homeless, desperate store clerk. I mean, dude, you ain't see that writing on the wall that had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay? The Oval. I thought that was about the White House. I don't know what that show is about. If people that know me and know this channel know I ain't never watched Tyler Perry stuff. Never. I just recently saw a few of his things. They be playing it on HBO or Showtime like crazy. But anyway, it says he claims that's exactly what Tyler told him he was looking for in a real life sexual partner. Someone who could be loyal and dependent upon him. Derek says he feared his career would be derailed if he flatly rejected Tyler. So instead, he told him he just wasn't the sexual type, but he was always terrified he'd lose his job if he complained of sexual harassment. Not the sexual type. To that point, he says Tyler once again invited him to Atlanta later in 2020, and things allegedly took a dark turn. Derek claims Perry greeted him warmly and quickly started a sexually charged conversation, like asking him if he likes it rough in bed, and then grabbed Derek by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you just got." What? Hold up. What? What's going on with people in the world today, man? What, Yvonne, you say it is about the White House. So why they got a person doing all of this on this show? Why you gotta have this type of person on the show about the White House? This person don't belong. Anyway, why are you oh my goodness. What's up with the choking? People do watch too much porn. They do. Dudes want to get choked out too. And women like that. Just get up and choke them. He says he pushed Tyler away, and that was the end of the alleged incident. Dude, that made my back hurt. The lawsuit includes years of text messages allegedly sent. Years between both. Most of the ones Tyler allegedly sent are sexually charged. For instance, one reads, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to fork you. I would fork you." Oh my goodness. The most aggressive incident allegedly went down in June 2021, again at Tyler's Atlanta home. Dixon was staying in the guest house and wearing only his underwear. When he says Tyler came in to give him a goodnight hug, oh my goodness. He was letting Tyler get up in them cheeks. He just don't want to admit to it. And something went wrong, and now he's about to try to sue Tyler for money. He alleges Tyler yanked down his underwear, groped his butt, and said, "Relax and just let it happen." Relax, just let it go, just let it go, let it go. Give me them cheeks, let it go, let it go, let it happen, let it happen. Here's the thing with this, man. I think that he's a grown man. The difference with what's happening, I'm making jokes. It is serious, but at the same time, these are two grown men. I don't want to say uh, that because they were men, they can't experience problems as well. But the way I see this is this man went along with it for what? His job, his career. So if that means in a way your integrity is questionable to me when people go along with certain things for a job. I don't get me wrong, we all got bills to pay, a career, things, but it's certain times where if you got to stand for something in life, you know what I mean? I can't stand it all, and I still stand for a few things. And so he had warning signs for this to go on for years. I think that it was continue possibly or had escalated if maybe he got what he wanted more or something, more money or his career or something. Who knows? I'm not saying that either is right or wrong, but this has kind of always been questionable for me with a man. I can see if it was a woman, but even if it was a woman, for it to go on for years, why are you staying at this man's guest house? You don't have no money to stay anywhere else. Just don't go over there until it's time to work. What are you doing? Why are you sitting around in his underwear? I've slept over friends' houses and things. I didn't get down to my underwear. I slept in my pants. I've slept in my shirt. I don't have to take my shirt off and sleep in my underwear everywhere I go. But why would you do that? Again, I'm not trying to victim blame either. There's so many things out here in this world that you never know what the true story is. But I think these are two grown men that things maybe got complicated. It's hard to know what exactly went on. Yeah, these text messages and things. I'm actually not a Tyler Perry fan, but I am a fan of the truth and the law. I like to call it straight. And what I would say is they are grown men. So in Tyler Perry defense, it ain't nobody underage. At least it's somebody that's an adult. And yeah, he could have been using his job or his influence like a Harvey Weinstein, but that man didn't have to work with him. And what? Tyler Perry can shut down you in the entire industry? I don't know about that. But then this ain't what you need to be doing if that's the case. I don't know. I don't know. I need to know a little more about that. Anyway, moving on from Tyler Perry, the main story of what's going on is what happened with Iran, the U.S. We may be headed to big problems, World War III possibly. Let me pull it up. And it just recently happened. He says Donald Trump promises more strikes. Let me see. I'm pulling up just a few things on here. Anyway, he had just recently came out. Cuba Gooding Jr. He just recently, about an hour or so ago, announced he came at the White House. This dude be working all night long. They do this stuff all night long, man. That's all they want to do all day, all night long. At this age, I mean, I would be trying to have peace as many places as possible. I wouldn't be up all night long doing this stuff. Look at him. Trump is aged. Why they be talking about who ain't? Hey, look at Trump. He's aging big time. He's an Asian. We just bombed Iran, man. Let's say the United States just dropped bombs on Iran. and say what, 3 different locations on Truth Social. It says we completed attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. Full payload of bombs. He put it in all caps, bombs, was dropped on the primary site. I mean, here's the thing, man. This is something that another country, I ain't trying to get too deep in all of that, because who knows what the rhythms will do. But man, this all goes back into a bunch of problems and things that is so complicated. For example, a lot of people wonder why the White House or why America is so tied into Israel and things, and they'll say it's because of money, or it's because of, they got secrets on somebody, or it's because of this or that or da da da. But they don't, and I'm not saying that none of those things are right, because they probably all are right and probably all play a small part though. But then it's another big faction that a lot of these, this is the danger that a lot of people don't probably know about, the far right Christian or these Christian fundamentalist groups and things, is that, okay, they believe in Jesus. I believe in Jesus. This is complicated. I don't know what I would say or do on this. I'm thinking about it, but I know they believe that when he returns, it should be in Israel, or will be. I'm not sure when, where it will be. I'm not a scholar, and from what I know, nobody know the day, time, or whatever the case. But there's a lot of people that believe it will be there in the Holy Land, and there's a lot of religions, the 3 major religions of the world, all have strong beliefs about that one land. And so then you have those people here trying to support and protect for that, and then they get involved in other stuff, which then could escalate or bring back or start this or do the. It's a big something else, ain't it? And Tony Sosa, I mean, that's a whole nother thing too, that, I'm not disagreeing with you. And if anybody want to look into the Khazarians, that is something that's interesting to check into. And I'm gonna let y'all look into the Khazarians. That's interesting. Anyway, it's so much going on, y'all, that in one way, AI is the only thing that we have created that can possibly help, but it'll possibly destroy us all as well. Or Jesus got to return. I mean, that's about the only things that can help this world right about now. And I'm not saying that support this or don't support that for this reason or that reason. I'm just saying the problems are so monumental. It takes a supernatural force to bring these problems together in the world, to get people to see things. There's so many people under a great delusion. They believe anything. I mean, you know how many people voted for Trump and said because he's anti-war, he hate all wars, and they believed it? I mean, Joe Rogan is so wrong. That's another thing. Like, it's so dangerous to talk politics when you don't know a lot of politics, like a Joe Rogan, for example, or you're not that educated. But I talk politics and lived it my whole life. Both my parents are political, and I still don't like to really talk politics because I know that I do not know as much. And I know more than a lot of others. And I still know I'm not on the level to really talk serious politics, although I could on a lot of different topics and things. And I realize it when I hear other people speak. For example, they talk about why the inner cities are messed up, and then they don't talk about, redlining or white flight, or basically how the suburbs is what really destroyed the inner cities, really destroyed America, the suburbs, because then you got to have a car to go everywhere instead of being to go in your neighborhood and local neighborhood stores and walk. Now everybody drive places and drive to a mall, go to a store and leave in your car, and nobody sees or bumps into each other as much. And it's not the same as a local community where everybody knows the neighborhood grocer or the neighborhood clothing store or this or that, and people, all of that stuff. And it's short where you don't need cars, which if you don't have to drive to go to work or drive everywhere, then they won't sell as many cars and things. And the road is such a big conspiracy on how the suburbs did. Then they took the money out of the inner cities and then put it in the suburbs because they do property taxes. So now all the inner cities and the places lost a lot of money. All of the money left, people go to shopping malls, so then all of the stores leave, so then all the jobs are gone. And then it costs more to run suburbs because think about it, you have the water and electricity and all of that and sewage and roads. It's got to run those pipes so far to go to the suburbs, whereas everybody in the cities and things, they didn't have to run it so far, all the way down miles and miles and all that stuff. And then it costs more money and taxes and everything. It's just a mess. But and that's why all the people that used to live in the suburbs and all those 60s, 70s, and 80s all started moving back into the city and gentrifying all over the place in the 90s and 2000s, because they realized, why we living so far away, we can be right here next to everything, close to work, close to everything we need to do. And that's when everybody, of course, when all the city was run down, buy up the property, pennies on the dollar, redo it, have people move back in that can't afford to now. Because remember, the projects used to be downtown in pretty much every major city or close to it. That was prime real estate. Well, let's tear down the projects, give them Section 8, disperse them all out in the neighborhoods, having them do crazy stuff with that mentality, and then we'll all move back. Matter of fact, let them move to the suburbs with this Section 8 voucher, because they can move anywhere. They think they doing something. We sell this out to people on high prices, move back into the city on low prices, fix it up a little bit, have money in our pocket. They all out there in the suburbs acting wild now, and we downtown living the good life with all the police stations and security and amenities. Tricked them. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Lot going on in the world. We got to stay prayed up, stay prepared, and keep as much information in your mind as possible, because Jesus did say, my people die for a lack of knowledge. So if you don't know what's going on, you don't stay in tune or believe in nothing or check on nothing, I don't know what to say, man. You know, gotta do what you gotta do, man. Anyway, I appreciate all the comments. Yvonne, Skywater, Tony, Sosa, One Journey. Yeah, all of y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through. And, you know, Yeah, they want you to get worse. They want me to get worse before they help, because then they try to say it's the people that's been taking advantage of the system. But how many people would get urinary supplies and then try to what, sell them on the black market and make an advantage come up? Like, the waste, fraud, and abuse is not on the side of the consumers. It's on the side of the suppliers. Everybody know that. And it's on the side of the Pentagon. The suppliers are the ones that charge these high amounts because they know the government, Medicaid, Medicare, whatever, is going to pay it. Hold them in check where they can't charge these double the rates. A wheelchair that costs $2,000, if Medicaid, Medicare paying for it, is $4,000. That's insane. That's the problem. They know people ain't gonna pay that, and it's competition on the free market, so they don't pay that. But insurance, that's a different story. They can bill insurance a different price. So anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. We got so many issues and problems. I would love to run for politics, political office, get into politics. I always thought about it in my life, believe it or not. But honestly, I guess I'm a coward, I guess. But I really don't have anything to worry about anymore. Like I told you, I'm halfway up out of here. My son is grown, living his own life. I mean, shoot, my parents are older. But I say I'm a coward because anybody that's actually going to try to do the right thing, we already know what's going to happen to them, right? I mean, hey, we saw what happened to Trump to Dumpty, and I ain't even saying he was trying to do the right thing or not. So, imagine if you are trying to do the right thing. I would never leave the White House. I would never leave the White House, y'all. I'd just stay there forever until my term is up. All meetings, everything would have to be there. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming through, on this, you know, little weekly update, weekend update. That's what I need to start doing, like Saturday Night Live, a weekend update. Because I've been having so much going on, it's been hard to do it on Fridays or the rest of the week like I've been doing. So I might have to do a weekend update every Saturday night, weekend updates. And we just go live, talk about everything that's happened this past week while we still around. And, chop it up. And, hey, y'all want to come through with the comments? Click the live button, join, chop it up. I know some people don't want to, show their face, but it's an option on there. I don't know if you all noticed where you don't have to turn your camera on. You can come live and just talk with the voice, audio. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared like me of getting popped. That's why I say I ain't. I'm scared, I guess, especially before when I was in good shape and had a kid and things. I ain't want to get whacked, but now, hell, I'm already out of here. Every 30 days is a crapshoot, so I might as well go for it, right? Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Let's see y'all on the next one. I appreciate y'all for watching. Deuces, and I'm out. Peace.